Yeah, look, the scandal that we have that has been revealed in Kerry of over-medication, losing files, children and young people with mental health issues just not being looked after properly. This is not unique to Kerry at all. In 2018, we had psychiatrists in Wexford, including the consultant of CAMHS, resigning, saying it was totally unsafe. I'm aware myself of people like this Dr. Singh, who said he was sidelined because he expressed concerns about the over-medication of children. I know of other people, I won't mention their names, witch-hunted by the HSE in CAMHS services because they protested at the level of over-medication. And that over-medication was compensating for the lack of staff and resources. That is what is going on. And it is an absolute scandal. And we need to monitor, but it's just self-evident. There has been a stratospheric increase in the medication of children in this country and across the world over recent years. That is what's going on. Now, if you want to help young people with mental health problems, as Deputy Barry said, you start by talking to them. You see, and that's the essence of actual psychology, psychotherapy, and proper psychiatry. Talk to them. Ask them what's wrong. But of course, to do that, you need people. You need people to do it. Qualified people. And we don't have the qualified people. And that's the problem. And it starts at primary care. If you're having difficulties, a young person, where do you go? You go to the GP. What does the GP do? Well, there's no primary care services effectively to refer them to. Because we don't have enough psychologists. We don't have psychology departments in our schools, which we should have. They have them in many other countries, including the United States. We don't have primary care mental health service staffed, and CAMHS nowhere near what was promised in Vision for Change years ago. And we have failed so spectacularly on Vision for Change, we then revised it down in terms of staff numbers to cover up our failure. And removed things like from psychology completely in terms of the targets that we originally had in Vision for Change. So that is what's going on. It is a running scandal. And those who raise that scandal get witch-hunted within the HSE because nobody wants to admit the truth. Children are suffering because we have failed. And then you think, well, what do we need to do about this? Maybe we should start to get some of those psychologists and the OTs and the speech and language therapists that we need. Oh no, but what we do is we make it as difficult as possible for people to qualify with doctorates in psychology. We charge them €15,000 in fees, so they drop out. We give no funding whatsoever to educational and counselling psychology. We give a little bit to clinical, but none to educational and counselling psychology. All our young psychologists, after getting their basic degrees, now go to Utrecht, go to Holland. So they get proper jobs over there, and they don't have to pay massive fees to qualify in psychology. Right? So that is the essence of the problem, and it's been known for years, right? It was identified in Vision for Change more than a decade ago. And we have failed and failed and failed again, and as a result, we end up over-medicating our young people, and we see the terrible consequences of that in Kerry. So let's just get real here, right? And start to have the psychologists in the schools, staff the primary care mental health services, staff the CAMHS that we need, and of course address some of the big issues by listening. Then we could listen to the young people, and they would tell us what the issues are that are affecting them.
Now we go to a government slot.